And he was not aware that he had done anything chivalrous or romantic at all. And we were just like, that was one of the most romantic things I've ever experienced and seen. So do that for the whole scene.
Oh my God, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy in the best way. As a friend says, I love whatever it is that's wrong with y'all. And like, you take me on a journey in this movie that I just need you to know. At one point, I was looking at my friends and I was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna tell my friends? How do I explain this? So well done. How would you describe this film? Like, help me. So when I take friends with me next to see this, how am I preparing them for what they're gonna experience?
I feel like it's an Emerald Fennell's version of Wuthering Heights that is a sort of someone said this before, but like a sort of, the feeling of the film is a sort of tribute to like the Hollywood golden age films. Like it has that feeling to it.
The posters, all of it, yeah.
But it's examining the parts of Wuthering Heights that are sort of about love and about decisions and family and I'm really bad at these questions. Obsession and darkness and all in between.
And I am obsessed. I saw Jacob in the hallway and I accidentally grabbed him. Before I even knew what was happening, I was like, excuse me, I need to tell you something. He turned around, he was like, hey, how are you? But the last things he says to you about take any form, please find me.
Do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. Oh.
I was sobbing.
I know, so was I, and I was not meant to be sobbing in that scene,
No,
obviously.
you're supposed to be good and dead. Yeah. I mean, good and dead. Like, I mean good and dead.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but like good.
I know, but I was crying through my closed eyes, which...
It was beautiful. You do feel, I think you've described it this way, Jacob has as well, as like this mutual obsession, right? Like, I'm just obsessed with this person, obsessed with this idea, this longing, this relationship, this me I am with you, right? There's a point in the film where I feel like things turn. You know what I mean? What was it like for you on set? How did you guys move through your relationship? Was it instant, your connection? Or did it take some work?
No, we all got along immediately. I mean, there's this really amazing part in the movie, which I think you're referring to, where it kind of like shifts and it turns from being like this, it starts off, I think, as being like this desperately sweet love that turns, through the course of the film, it kind of mutates and it's unrequited and there's regrets and there's this and it starts mutating into this other thing. And there's this point of like real competition where it's like who can hurt the other more. Most. And that's when it's truly a sadomasochistic relationship and they're really trying to torture each other. And they're using Isabella, Alison's character, is like put in the middle of this game of torture between them. And there's this amazing scene we get to do where it's so clear that it's turning into something really cruel and nasty. And as actors, it's so fun to do because we get to do these like intense scenes that span over 8 pages and full of incredible dialogue. And Emerald's pulling from the original book and her own brain, and we all just got to play on this like incredible canvas. But I love that point in the movie where you're like, oh no, and then like 15 minutes after that, you're like, they're all over the deep end. Like, yeah, like someone bring him in.
Yeah,
we've gone too far.
But like just far enough. Too. Emerald talks about the fact that you all work in what she refers to as the squeaky point, right? That point where like it hurts a little, but it hurts good.
Yeah.
And like that is a sweet spot for performers, and as a team, you work together to kind of find those places. She was like, everybody was just always there.
Yeah. Always
there. I want to talk about, in particular, the costumes for this because they were unreal. The bridal scene, right? Your wedding dress.
God, yeah.
The veil was a street.
Yeah, it was so long.
It was a street.
It took the entire crew holding it up, and then they'd be like rolling, and then everyone would throw it in the air and run, and they'd be like action.
Come on,
Yeah.
like epic. You know what I mean?
It's so fun.
It's so funny that we're in this room because I was going to say the use of the color red,
Yeah.
was stirring. The fact that even when we saw blood at the very end of the movie, the fact that it wasn't actually blood red was so telling. It was such a really cool part of this experience. I want to know what you would tell people about how to take some of this in. You know what I mean? When you were preparing for, I know you watched it with friends,
Yeah.
right? How did you get them ready for what they were going to experience?
I think from the very first frame of the movie, you know that if you're a Wuthering Heights diehard fan of the book, you just know from the opening scene that you're like, oh, we're doing something very different. Okay,
Yeah.
I can leave that to one side and have a whole new experience. And you're going to have this whole new experience and just like relinquish yourself to the ride, because it is a ride.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going to be out of breath watching this movie. It's so much happens, and you get to the end and you're like, whoa, what just happened to me?
The first time I think I noticed myself gasp when Jacob pulls you by the corset and lifts you off the ground.
Yeah.
Can you just break down that scene a little bit for me? Like, does that?
I will not reveal the movie magic secrets that went into that. It's all Jacob. It's all that right bicep.
But like, tell me.
He could really do that.
Right? But tell
It
me.
was a bit help.
Tell me about that. About the how you approached that. Was most of that in rehearsal? Was some of it improv?
That was all written into the script. The thing about Emerald is, it's like, it's all in the script. It really is. Like she, when you get a script from her, you're like, holy shit. I even went back yesterday because we're doing press and we're talking about it, and people are bringing up certain scenes and wanting to talk about certain things, and I'm like, did she write it really like that, or did we do that on the day? And I went back and checked a bunch of things, and I was like,
it's there.
I was wondering about, the bit where it's raining and then he goes and covers it.
That was an on the day thing. Yeah,
I was wondering because I
didn't.
didn't. I was like,
do you know how that happened though? Is we went to rehearse it and they rehearsed it with the rain machines on because we were checking if the rain machine level was right. And I was going like that because the rain had started, and of course when you're acting with Jacob, you're like looking up like this all the time.
Exactly.
So I went like that, and he just automatically went to cover my face because he's a gentleman, and it's just like that's second nature to him. He just automatically went like that, and honestly, both Emerald and I just went, okay, stop.
I know.
And he was not aware that he had done anything chivalrous or romantic at all, and we were just like, that was one of the most romantic things I've ever experienced and seen. So do that for the whole scene. And then we made that the scene because but it's those gestures that you can't, I don't know, I think in films, particularly romantic films, that we're now familiar with a lot of images, gestures, lines, scenes that you're like, okay, it's a love story. It's a this, he's going to do this, it's going to do that, whatever. But like Emerald finds these gestures that you're like, oh my God, I've never seen that, and I don't know why it makes me feel a certain way, but that's an example of it.
I looked at my friend I was watching the movie with, and I was like, get you somebody that's gonna be a visor.
That's what I said.
Get you somebody.
I suddenly was like, no one's ever done that for me. Why has no one ever done that for me? No one's ever covered my face from the rain.
No one loves me.
I was like, I have a new bar in life.
Exactly. I could do this with y'all for hours about this movie, truly. That's my time, but thank you so much. I'll see you tonight. We have much more to discuss.